What's going on out there? YouTube, Facebook, all the people in the world. How are y'all doing out there? I hope everybody's having a great Monday on today. Hope you're having a great Monday. Listen, we are coming to you live on a Monday with this Creators Juice. And I want to say that to all of our followers and supporters, we want to say that we appreciate you all so much for supporting this channel and supporting us to make us or help us do what we do on this channel. And we're coming to you live, like I said, on a Monday today with this new show called The Creators Juice. Creators Juice. All right. And let me get my slides on the screen here. Just a second. Creators Juice. All right. And I want to say again to everyone, welcome to this new show of 24 Hour Boss called Creators Juice. And what is this show about, right? So this is a show just to have random discussions for creators. So if you're a creator, if you're creating great stuff out there or want to be a creator, this is definitely the show for you. Uh, we're going to be discussing different software applications, podcasting. It's got there on the screen, podcasting, graphic designs, content creation, technology, and even just mental preparedness, because a lot of times I don't think people understand it takes sometimes some mental preparedness to put sometimes these things together. But this is kind of what this show is about. So I just wanted to come today on this one, and as you see there on the slide, we're going to try to do this fourth Mondays. We'll see where we go from here, right? We may have to do it more often, but we're going to come on fourth Mondays, 9 o'clock, which is 9 o'clock now. I know it's a little late, but I know a lot of y'all are up out there. So I want to say welcome again to this edition of 24 Hour Boss Creators Juice. So again, this is a show for creators. We're going to be talking about podcasting. We'll have guests come on. Actually, I'm going to have a guest come on here shortly who's going to help us with podcasting from a mobile phone, which I know a little bit about, but he's going to give us more insight because he's done it and he continues to do it. Well, actually, he's not doing it now, but he's done it to perfection. So definitely want to get him on to kind of give his insight and his take on that. But I want to say, if you're watching, I want to say again, we appreciate you joining in, watching. And if you can, like this video, share this video. If you know anybody out there podcasting, or if they're content creators, share this, maybe tag them in the comments, but like it and share it. I appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the channel because we have more great information. I want to say, what's going on, Brother Micah Clements? How are you, sir? Sister Shay, how are you? We're doing well. We appreciate y'all joining us on today. And thank you all for joining in. All right, so let's move right along so we can get to what we want to get to on here today. So again, this is Creators Juice coming to you fourth Mondays, just talking about content creation, podcasting, just random discussions, just to encourage those out there that's putting forth content. I know it's not easy sometimes, but sometimes you need a little encouragement. So this is kind of what this is about, just kind of trying to inspire some creators out there. Not only that, but it's going to help me to learn too, because I don't know it all. I definitely don't. But I'm here, just one person, one voice, but just adding my voice out there. So let's get on with this show. All right. So I want to say again, we appreciate the support. You can ways you can support is you can like and support. Subscribe to the channel. I don't know if you know it, but we do have an online store. You go to 24hourboss.com. We got an online store. We have a few t-shirts and some mugs, so you can support us that way as well. So just want to put that out there that you can support us that way, but you can definitely like and share, the content that we create. That's most important. Sometimes it's hard to get your word out there. So liking and commenting and sharing definitely helps out a whole lot. So we appreciate you all so much for joining us on today. All right, so just a little news for you. This Saturday, I'm going to be talking to Faith Lee. And she's in Singapore. She's located in Singapore, but she is a business coach and Canva expert. And she helps aspiring entrepreneurs build profitable online businesses. So if you're trying to create an online business, if you want to know how to create digital products, if if that's something that you're interested in, you need to tune in to that episode or that podcast episode this Saturday. And it's going to be at 9 a.m. Again, that's Faith Lee. We'll be talking to her this Saturday. She's a very nice young lady as well, but she has some great things that she does. She's a business coach, and she can help you with a whole lot of things. So I'm going to ask you to tune into that this Saturday. Faith Lee from Singapore. She'll be joining me this Saturday. Also, I am working on arranging, discussing with my good friend and sister, Tammy Shienbade. She's a Houston-based attorney. Also, she has a live YouTube channel, Ask Tammy Live, where she answers questions live on her YouTube channel. But she's also a phenomenal young lady, great young lady, very smart. And but she's gonna, I'm gonna get her on here to talk about podcasting and protecting your podcast name. You know, it is a legal side to this, so she can help us and answer a whole lot of questions. So I will be forthcoming with that information soon once I get that arranged. But that is definitely something you don't want to miss if you're a podcaster or if you want a podcast or you're into that. But not only that, but she has great business legal advice. So she's a business attorney as well. So she has some great information to help you on the legal side of things. All right. Okay, so I have some inspirational quotes that I want to just share with those out there. And I have a question for those that are tuning in. Have you ever heard of self-sabotage? Self-sabotage. So self-sabotage refers to the unconscious or deliberate actions, behaviors, or thought patterns that prevent a person from achieving their goals or realizing their full potential. Does that sound a little familiar? Self-sabotage can manifest in various ways, such as procrastination, negative self-talk, self-doubt, fear of success or failure. There's also some self-destructive behaviors like substance abuse, compulsive gambling, or other self-defeating habits. Hopefully, you are not doing any of the latter. But regardless, self-sabotage is definitely something real and something that, as a creator, you really need to be aware of it, because a lot of times we can talk ourselves out of doing things, doing projects, moving forward. And I know for myself, I've dealt with, of course, self-sabotage, just those negative thoughts that says, nah, I don't think you should do that, or nah, you won't be good at that, So be on the lookout for self-sabotage. Don't let that destroy your hopes and your dreams. And I want to read this quote to you. The human objective is to grow. And this is a quote from The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. And she actually wrote a book about self-sabotage. It's transforming self-sabotage into mastery. But the quote says, the fact that you are imperfect is not a sign that you have failed. It is a sign that you are human and more importantly, it is a sign that you still have more potential within you. So don't worry about failure. We all fail. I remember the interview I had with Lindsay Boyd over in the UK. She said, everybody fails. Everybody. She's failed several times. I failed. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that, but we all fail. But that's just one of those things, that we have to deal with. But that is a great book that I started reading. Actually, The Mountain Is You is what it's called. It's by Brianna Wiest. All right, our last inspiration quote is, you got to believe in yourself. Right? When you believe in yourself, you gain confidence in yourself and your abilities, resilience to bounce back, even after setbacks, like I just said about failure. It motivates you to take action. Also, it allows you to have a positive self-image about yourself and feeling good about you. Remember, we all fail. We all have setbacks, but believing in yourself is going to help you to move forward. And you know what? I don't care what type of equipment you use. You can have the best equipment in the world. You can have the best production. the best team, if you don't believe in yourself, none of it is going to matter, and it's going to hurt you in moving forward. All right. So those are just some inspirational quotes for you all out there. Actually, I apologize. I do have one more. One more. All right. And this is focus on the 8 billion. So the world contains 8 billion people. I don't know if you knew that, but the world is now 8 billion strong, 8 billion plus strong. So stop worrying about the 10 to 30 people who aren't supporting you or your journey. It really doesn't matter. Focus on putting yourself in front of the other 8 billion people who will support you. So don't worry about those who are not supporting you. Focus on that 8 billion. All right. Focus on that 8 billion. All right. So we came to talk to you today. We're going to talk to you. We're not going to really dive deep into podcasting, but we're going to just kind of talk about it and just some things that you need. Okay. So some things that you need. And I have a guest that's going to join me on today, and he's going to actually talk about podcasting from a mobile phone, because he's done it and he's been doing it, and he's doing an amazing job. And I'm going to bring him on in just a moment, but I want to just kind of go through some of these slides. So in regards to podcasting, and I want to say, if you have any questions or any comments, you can definitely put those in the chat. And we'll try to address those as we go along. All right. So if you're going to podcast, so you got to first decide, like, what type of format are you going to do? Are you going to do just audio, or are you going to do audio and video? Now, for myself, I started out doing audio because, I'm an introvert. And, I said, well, I just want to kind of work behind the scenes. But look at me today. I'm going live. That's how things could change. I'm doing live now, but I started out just doing audio, right? Started out doing audio. And so you got to decide, though, what type of format do you want to do? Do you want to just do audio? Do you want to do audio and video? So that's something you need to decide. All right. And then, of course, you got to decide with podcasting software, right? You got to, figure out how you're going to edit your podcast. If you're doing audio, there are different software applications you can use. I have a few here on the screen, right? Some are called digital audio workstations, but I have just a couple up there. I got Audacity and GarageBand. GarageBand is with Apple. Audacity you can use with Apple and Windows, and both of those are free. Well, I know Audacity is free. GarageBand, I believe, is free as well. If you got an Apple, I think it comes with it. I could be wrong, but we'll see. But that's for editing audio, right? For video, of course, you got to have some type of video editing software, right? So there's Adobe Premiere, there's DaVinci, which I believe is free. There's Movie Studio Platinum. I use that. There's also some others. There's Vegas. There is I can't think of another one. There's another one with Apple that is with Apple. I can't think of the name of it, but it's out there. But you got to decide, like, how you're gonna edit your audio or your video, and that's probably going to be the most tedious task, editing. But you got to decide how you want to do that. Okay, so then we got to talk about podcast hardware, right? Are you going to use a mobile phone, or are you going to use just a microphone for audio, or are you going to, go big time with a nice mirrorless camera? It's kind of up to you how you want to do that, but you got to figure that out, how you want to do that, right? Now, I will say that for starters, like I said, we're going to bring on my good friend here in just a moment, and he's going to tell us all about doing it on a mobile phone, which most of us already have a phone. You can do a podcast from your mobile phone, right? You can do it from your mobile phone. And I have a couple of microphones here. There is the Shure MV7. That is kind of it's not the high-end microphone, but that's more of an advanced microphone. Mr. Lewis has that one. We're going to bring him on. He can talk to you about that one. Now, I saw this microphone that I'm using right now. This one, the Audio Technica. It's a USB, but it's a great microphone. It only cost me around $80, but it does great. Now, I plan to upgrade, but I'm just saying, for starters, you don't have to look for the greatest and the latest You don't have to try to break the bank, because a lot of times starting out, many of us don't have that type of budget. All right. But I'm just showing you just some different things, some different ones you can use. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to get ready to bring on my friend. I'm going to let him help us with this podcasting from a mobile phone. Because like I said, he's done it and he knows much about it. And so I'm going to get ready to bring him on. My friend, my brother, Minister Lewis.
Sir?
Just teach. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. What's going on, man?
Man, nothing much. I want you to help us figure this out with the mobile phone. Let me get my right screen up here just so that
man, everything that you said so far, man, is just like so on point. The slides that you were talking about, the self-sabotage and stuff like that, like, oh
yeah.
man, and all of the things about self-motivation and everything. All that stuff is so critical, man. You could honestly have a separate separate podcast just talking about
self-sabotage.
Yeah, just about the stuff that goes on in between your ears when you're trying to approach
I know
this.
it's real too. Man,
Yeah,
I'm trying to get my screen up here, right? And
yeah, man, you good. You good.
All right, but no, go ahead. So yeah, I wanted to bring you on because
Sure.
For those of you who may not be aware, of course, let's give a shout out to again Minister Lewis. He's the host and the producer. He's the host and the producer of Just Teach, right? He's the host and the producer of Just Teach. But he started out doing his YouTube channel with just his mobile phone. And like I said, I know a little bit about it. I've done it. I say I've toyed around with it. But I know you did it. I mean, you're successful with it. So maybe you can help those
gracefully.
Maybe you can help those who maybe want to do a podcast. Maybe they want maybe they don't have the budget to to get a high-end camera, because as you know, these toys can be expensive.
Very. And then it's like once you start making upgrades and stuff like that, you realize how vast the landscape is, and it kind of just whets your appetite to do more, right? So one thing I would throw out there, just to give a few nuggets to people, like right off the top, is that even though you might be broadcasting from your phone, or you might be recording for your phone, I would encourage you to set it up from a production standpoint, in the sense that get a tripod for your phone, just don't like have it dangling somewhere or just arbitrarily not stable, because that shakiness can affect the quality of your video. I would definitely encourage you to record at night. That's like what you're doing right here, because unless you're in a room that has like no windows, or if you're in a room that you don't have like those blackout curtains, ambient light can affect sometimes your picture quality, because you really do want to be able to control your light with studio lighting. So that was a big deal for me. So but yeah, I would try to record at night. I would then I would have start investing in lighting. I've got a ring light in front of me. I think one of the keys to my ring light is that it has a dampener on it, so I can always adjust how intense that light is. Sometimes it depends on what you're wearing, what type of clothes you're wearing. It can cast off a different light if you're wearing lighter clothes. That can affect your lighting. But I've said it before, your picture quality is very heavily influenced by lighting. You could have like the top of the line camera. You could have a 6K, 10K, whatever the highest K is right now camera. But if you don't have the right lighting, the quality is not going to come out. It's going to be really grainy. You're going to have a lot of noise in your shot. So this light that I got back behind me, this shoulder light, that's actually my wife is a photographer.
So you got in-house.
I don't remember what. You got in-house. It's a Godox light. Yeah. Yeah, it's actually got a honeycomb dampener on it. You can't even see it, which is crazy. It's got a dampener on it that reduces the output to 10%, and it looks like it's just full bright. I've actually got that at 3300 Kelvin, which is its lowest setting,
Hmm.
with the dampener on it, and it's still kicking, you know. but but yeah, all of that stuff is really important. Um, I feel like I'm just throwing stuff out there, man.
No, you are. No, I mean, all of that is true because I now I used a like for you, you used a no, you used a mobile phone. Like I said, when I started out, I started because I wasn't doing video. I just went to and found me a pretty decent mic, and so I was just recording audio. But when I started doing video, I used a it's a live stream camera, and actually, I found it at Costco. Found it at Costco.
Okay.
It was around $60, right? But like you said, the lighting really helps improve your camera quality. And like I said, I use a ring light as well. And I think I got it on Amazon for like, I don't know, maybe 50 or $60. But
Right.
it's like it's like night and day comparison using the ring light with the stream camera versus
Right.
not using it, because the quality, like you said, it would be so grainy if I use that. And that camera, that live stream camera that I use, it does shoot in 1080p, but you do need some type of light to help uh contrast or help improve your camera quality. And I second that what you just said,
Right.
because it's definitely
Right.
necessary. But let me ask you, was it any type
Sure.
of application that you needed to use for your phone as you're recording? Because I guess the thing I think about is, like, what happens if you get a call in the middle of your recording? What do you do, Mr. Lewis? How do you did you just block all calls as you're recording, or what did you do?
Well, that's kind of the benefit of recording at night. You don't really get as many phone calls.
Okay, that's true.
that's that's one part of it. But other than that, you just me and my wife tease about getting an on-air light in the room, because if anybody's going to interrupt me, it's going to be the missus. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
She's
yeah,
either going to text me, or if she comes in the house and she raises the garage door. I mean, we haven't even talked about sound yet,
yes,
but if you've got the right microphone, like what you mentioned, it picks up everything in the whole house. So sometimes it's a matter of just asking everybody in the house to be as still as possible.
I know.
That's because I don't know if you might notice I've got these sound treatments on the wall, and
Mhm.
that does help with maybe sound waves bouncing off the wall and stuff like that. But still, if people are like opening, closing doors in the house, like all of that
That gets picked
is
up.
a wrap.
Yeah.
It picks up on it. Yeah. Yeah.
So
But
were
no,
you
I just record from the regular application. Yeah, I don't use any
okay?
special applications to do the recording.
Were you using an
Yeah.
external mic on your camera as well? I mean, on your phone?
I wa yeah, I was using a Rode Micro. There's a micro Rode mic that they create that you can plug into phones. It's whether you've got a lightning adapter on it, or just the what's the USB mini that they
Right.
use for Samsung. Yeah. So and that is an amazing mic, I'll be honest with you. Even though I've got this Shure mic now, I'll be honest with you, like that micro mic held its own.
Yeah.
And it's really designed for people that want to have a microphone on the go. Like if you want to do mobile podcasting and you want to get like a little rig for your cell phone, you can attach it to your rig. It's got a wind gut shield on it, and it's amazing, very clear.
Mm.
But I use that for probably just right up until recently, probably the past 2 months or so, before I got this mic. So
Yeah. That's awesome.
and I want to say like I can't remember how much it costs, man. I think I got it pulled up here. Yeah, $50.
$50.
$50, you can get a really solid mic. So I definitely went. So if I was telling somebody to get off the ground, I would tell them get a tripod for your phone, get a ring light, probably $70-$80, get a mic, and you've pretty much got strong quality just like that.
Yes. I second that. Yeah, you could get some good quality, and you can get some great episodes or recordings just with that. And like I said, I started out with audio. Now the mic I'm using, like I said, it's about $80. But I guess one of the good things, and probably your mic that you're using now has it, but it reduces background noise. So that's a reason maybe to invest in a mic too, because like the first mic I was using, I mean, it was picking up everything. Like if I dropped a paper clip on the desk, I mean, you could hear that, and that's that's not good. That's not good when you're trying to record a podcast.
Right.
You want the best audio quality you can, because like you said, sometimes it could be a turnoff, or if you got screaming kids, or you got doors slamming, or you're picking up all kinds of weird noises. It could be definitely a turnoff. But I would second that, just to invest in that. And you know what? Actually, the microphone you said, that's probably not bad to have, even if you do have a decent mic, a camera. Probably not bad to have when you're on the go. You may get those times where you're on the go, and you want to record your podcast maybe from the hotel. I don't know. People do it.
Yeah.
But it's probably not a bad idea. Right, to do that.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I would have stayed with that mic, but I just wanted to get a mic that had an XLR connection to it, because there's I want to change the sound module that I'm going through right now. I'm just plugged in straight to my laptop. I'm not using a sound module, but I do want to eventually use one. So as what you said, how you said you can have a separate audio or a full out video with audio. I want to do some separate audio tracks. So I wanted to get like a podcaster, sound module to collect sound. So I wanted something with the XLR connection. So that's the reason why I picked this one up. Plus, I wanted to see how it sounded. I wanted to see if it would improve the sound quality. So
yeah, it sounds amazing. I can just go ahead and tell you, it sounds amazing. I'm listening to it now. It's
really They did design this mic specifically for podcasters, and this was supposed to be like the less expensive version, because of course Shure has the high-end professional version, the SM7B or something like that, and it's like $400 or $500, and that's the one that you see all the professionals using, like all the radio shows and everybody that does studio stuff. Like that's the top of the line mic, and this is like the baby brother to that one. So
yes, sir. Yes, it is.
But
yeah. So there you have it. You don't have to break the bank to get started, and that's kind of what what I'm kind of touching on. You don't have to break the bank to get started, because you don't start out on 10, but there is some budget friendly hardware, software that you can use to kind of get yourself started. Like I said, a lot of those applications that I started out using, they're free, like GarageBand. That comes with that. Is that free, by the way? That comes with Apple, right?
I think it's free. And then like for video, I use iMovie, which is free as well.
Okay. Yeah. iMovie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got Windows, you got I don't know the Windows version of free editing software on Windows, but I'm sure there are some out there. I don't have, or actually DaVinci, like I mentioned, DaVinci. You can use that. I think that's what Chris Black uses. Actually, he's always told me to check out DaVinci, which I need to do. Check out DaVinci, but that one is pretty high end, but it's free, and it's free to use. So, again, so for those that are listening, you just got to figure out what you want to do. What type of podcast do you want to do? Do you want to just do straight audio? Do you want to do audio and video? Of course, you want to figure out like what type of show you want to have. What's your subject matter going to be? There's plenty out there. Of course, you can talk about current events, sports. You could be like Just Teach and talk about Sunday school. Actually, he's doing that pretty good. So I wouldn't recommend doing that, because he's doing that.
Man, there's so many curriculums out there, man. I only covered 2 of them. There's got to be like 5, 6, or 7 curriculums out there, man.
Yeah, but no, you're doing a good job at that. But no, you just have to figure out what you want to do and go for it. Like I started out talking about, that self-sabotage is real. It's really real. And it definitely hinders, and it can prevent you from moving forward. Most definitely. But
yeah, and there's so many things to talk about. I wish George Bolden could jump on here because he could tell you about just the different formats. I think he's one of the type of person that's probably mastered the different formats, whether doing long format, maybe moderate format, like 5 to 10 minute videos, and then of course doing shorts. The reality is that we live in a attention deficit culture, so
Yes.
as much as you'd want to give people just all the information that could revolutionize their lives, a lot of people just don't have the patience to sit down and listen to it. So long format content doesn't always work as well as you would like it to be. As much work as you put in, as much research and just as much rich information you put in there, people don't necessarily have the patience to absorb it all. So you kind of have to accommodate where people's attention spans are, and that sometimes that means doing shorts. So
that's true. That's true.
That's
and
a conversation.
Yeah, it is. And I'm glad you brought that up because I wasn't thinking about that. But that is probably something that I would say for those that are doing video. Well, even with audio, you can upload. There's a way you can upload audio to YouTube, but you have to create it or turn it into a video. There's an app called Headliner, which will allow you to put it like a picture with your audio, and it'll create it as a video, and you can upload that to YouTube. But in regards to what you're saying, a lot of times, yes, people's attention span is very short, and sometimes shorts could be the way to get people pulled into your long format. You just put a little teaser short out there, and actually, I was looking. There is a actually, and I started an account, but I need to go back and look at it. There is an application. I want to say it's some kind of AI application, but it'll take your video and it'll take your long format video and recreate it into suggested shorts that you could upload. I haven't tested it out yet. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, oh yeah. Man, AI it's crazy, seriously, and that's something I'm gonna try to talk about too in this, on this creators juice. But that's something that people.
I'll definitely be listening for that.
Oh yeah, there is definitely. I would say shorts are the way to go. If you got long format, you can create several shorts of your long format. You can probably create 5 to 10 shorts of your long format video just to kind of reel people in and pull people in. And actually, that's a way on YouTube to get subscribers and just get more, more engagement as well. So shorts is the way to go. But like you said, there is a way to do that, and that's kind of a way to spread out your podcast, right? So you got the podcast, you can record, you record your podcast, and you reduce it down to shorts, and then you can also take the audio and split that and upload that to maybe like iTunes or Spotify. If Spotify, right? If your podcast is on those different audio platforms, you can take that information, take the audio part of it, and put it on like Spotify.
How does your engagement? Because I'm only on YouTube, but I know you're across those different platforms. How does your engagement compare from YouTube to Spotify to iTunes?
So for me, YouTube is I probably get the most engagement on YouTube. Gotcha. I'm able to upload my information or my audio onto like Spotify and to YouTube. But of course, that's more work because I have to take that recorded information or that recorded audio and then separate it and put it in my video editing software, and then just create it as audio, and then I can upload it to. So that's more time.
Gotcha.
And see, that's the other thing. I don't think a lot of people understand. It's a lot of time and into editing and into
it is
producing a podcast.
It is.
Oh, looks like is that Brother Joy? I think that is Brother Joy. There he is.
Yeah, I was hoping he's.
Yeah, we were just talking about you,
man of God.
Brother
yeah, you're gonna have to get him on here so he can give us expertise, man. Because you want to talk about somebody that has just really figured out the algorithm and he's got it dialed in. I think he could really say a lot of things to encourage people.
He's got it dialed in. I don't know if he's got time. Hey, Brother George, if you got time, we'll drop you in here. I'll bring you in here. Let me know, and I'll send you the link.
Can you fit 3 people on here? I can fall off if you need to get him on there.
Oh no, I can fit 3 people on here.
Send him the link.
No, I don't have a third slide created, but that's okay. We can get him.
Oh, okay.
But that's cool. But he'll be on here, so it's no problem. But let me know, Brother George, you out there. If you can get on here, I'll send you the link and get you in here.
Man, drop your email address, man, so we can send you the link, man. Because he's got the same mic I do. I noticed that in one of his videos, he picked up this Shure mic. I probably did just before I did, so he could probably give a little perspective on some of the technology that he's using. But
yeah, just to recap what you said, which was a great point. If you are podcasting, if you're doing long format, a lot of times people's attention spans is not I mean, let's just face it, their attention span is not there, right? So
Yeah.
I would suggest even keeping, well, I know for you, I think yours are around 45 to 50 minutes.
Right.
But you got a lot of engagement, and people will stay engaged with your content. So everybody is may not be like that, You're kind of the exception to the rule. Okay, go ahead.
Not at all. Because here's the trick to that, because one of your sabotage, I can give as an example is constructive criticism or be open to feedback. I think that's one thing that stumbles a lot of people. And it's like the benefit with YouTube is that the analytics show you exactly what your engagement is. It shows you how many people are still watching after 30 seconds. It shows where people drop off on your videos or where people jump in. So I could say like my average retention is about 50%, to be honest with you. So if I drop a 50-minute video, people are going to stay on for 25 minutes on average. And what I've found is that people maybe just can't watch the whole video for 50 minutes. So they'll watch 25 minutes and then they'll hop back on and watch the second 25. And that's sometimes where the view count comes from. So I'm fortunate enough to where I feel like people who watch are completely consuming, but there's still that reach to try to reach more of an audience. One thing, and another thing is that you have to realize the platform that you're on. Like, I don't really know all the strategies on all the different platforms, but one thing I can tell you about YouTube is that there is such thing as uploading too much. Like, start off uploading once a week, you know what I'm saying? So that you can teach YouTube how to market your video. And I'll be honest with you, YouTube is only going to market probably one video at a time for you. So you can sit up there and upload 50 million videos a week all you want to. It's more than likely just going to market your most recent video. So upload it and then give YouTube time to help, you know what I'm saying? Because YouTube is not going to just sit up there and just market just your videos with, I think the statistic, and I might be wrong on this, but the statistic is somewhere around 600,000 videos. And I don't know if that's how many videos get uploaded to YouTube a day or how many get uploaded a week, but there are hundreds of thousands of videos getting uploaded to YouTube. So, I mean, you can't logically expect YouTube to just market you,
Yeah.
So just put one video up. I try to tell people this all the time. Some people just don't listen. Be consistent. If you're going to upload Wednesdays at 7, upload every Wednesday at 7, and it helps your analytics too. You know what I'm saying? Because if you upload on Wednesday and then you upload on Monday, then you upload on Saturday, it's like, how are you accurately comparing, what everything looks like week to week? Like, how do you know what's actually working and what's not? So upload weekly, upload consistently at the exact same time so that your analytics will give you, that's another broadcast, man. That's something that people should really.
Thank you for that subject.
Take some time to
thank you for that topic.
Take some time to study. Yeah.
Thank you for
that. Study your analytics and be open to feedback.
That is definitely key. And I would say that's probably one of my kryptonites, being consistent. And that's something I'm working on to try to be more consistent. I want to say to those watching, I appreciate you all joining and watching us. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching, please subscribe to the channel. And it looks like our good friend, Brother George, is here. So I'm going to get ready to bring him on. Brother George Bolden, we appreciate you adding your voice to this conversation, my friend. Let me bring him in. Hello there, sir. Okay, we can't hear you. We're talking about podcasts and we can't hear you. Come on.
That's a pretty cool.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, wonderful.
How are
Bishop?
You, sir? I made it. I'm here.
You made it.
I made it.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. And you guys?
Talk about the guy that's always ready, man. I mean, look at this guy right here. I knew I was coming on and I'm wearing a t-shirt. This guy's got a turtleneck zipped up, looking fly. Okay.
I just put this on because I knew I wanted to be dressed appropriately. I just literally put this on.
Well, pretty much true. Apparently, I didn't get the memo.
So, yeah, we were just talking about you, sir. And Minister Lewis was talking about how that you pretty much got the gems on the analytics of YouTube and, how to grow your channel. Of course, and we just, like I said, we're not deep diving, but we're just trying to, give people maybe some tips about podcasting and how they can grow the channel and different things like
Sure.
that.
Like I was telling Elder Lewis earlier, it takes time. When I first started, I said nobody's gonna view my YouTube page, and I just started to compile all of the sermons. I'm not going to be able to upload them all, but I started to, during COVID, I started to upload preachers that I had, cassette tapes or videos, and I'm not going to say luckily, but I was able to engage with people during that time, and the page just took off. So there was a video of the late LaShawn Pace singing "Safe in His Arms." I believe it's a 4-minute video. It went viral. Her family got wind of it. They sent it across the world. Somebody put it on TikTok. Yeah, somebody put it on TikTok, and it went viral. I seen it on other people's pages who had 1 million followers, and people begin to comment, "I'm here because of TikTok. I'm here because I saw this." And it just shot the ministry into different segments of YouTube, and then we were able to gain traction. Soon as that happened, I began to do more live interviews. I began to post frequently, because the thing about YouTube, it's a very sketchy game, because you have to fall within their analytics. I try to post at 8 o'clock whenever I do anything. People are at home. People are about to get ready for bed. So like you guys said, you try to pick a specific time, and that will YouTube or your followers will know, okay, 8 o'clock Sunday, I know he's going to post something. I tell people all the time, I can't upload G. Patterson's whole PDF file of his sermon. I don't want to be sued. I can't upload Apostle Lobius Murray. I can't upload all of it. I don't want to get in trouble. So I try to mix it up, and I'm able to connect with other ministries to say, hey, I saw you preach Sunday. Can I upload your sermons? I remember asking Elder Clarence Davis, like, hey, I saw that you preached years ago. Can I upload this? And other preachers. So it's very tricky. It's very tricky, because like I heard you say, Elder Lewis, you can post every day. YouTube would be like, okay, I've been blessed to get the numbers that I have, no goodness of my own. But it's a very daunting thing at times.
Yeah. I honestly feel like the best channels that I've seen might upload solid content like maybe 3 times a week, but you upload a variety of content, because you do the shorts, and you do the long format, and then I've even seen you upload like 4 or 5 minutes of maybe like praise and worship or something like that. So you're tackling, all fronts. So but you brought up an interesting topic on the copyright. My bad. Go ahead. We can go back to it.
And YouTube is calling for shorts.
Yes.
They're calling for shorts because you're able to reach more people in a short span of time. And so, of course, people want the longer videos, but if I'm sitting on a 10-minute break, I'm just scrolling. I'm not watching 10 minutes of a video or a podcast. I'm just scrolling. So you'll see people do 60 seconds, this, that, and the other. And so it's just like, okay, if you can get 5 shorts, you can just hit them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday, you'll teach Bible study. Sunday night, you may do a live or a broadcast such as this. But you want to be able to provide the shorts, the longer content, and then something, that people can just see.
Wow, great advice, man. That's good stuff.
I'd be interested, George, to know your thoughts on the ability to get a YouTube channel off the ground in this environment, because some of the running philosophy is that like YouTube is saturated, you know, and some people like, you know, it's like there's no room for new creatives. Like what are your thoughts on that?
Do it anyway.
Yeah.
You don't know who you don't um people need not to think that way, because I'll say this with all humbleness, but I'm just a young preacher from Columbus, Ohio, just who had a vision to reach young people. I didn't know about YouTube. I researched and got different mics and spent a whole bunch of money, cameras and lights and this stuff. And still, I wasn't able to get off the ground for one reason or another as far as YouTube, but I just kept at it. So, anybody who's watching that, you know, you can just start off small, 60 seconds of praise and worship.
Mm-hmm.
And then just go from there. And then maybe the Lord may say, okay, share 2 minutes, share your thoughts, share your testimony, and you'll be able to grow from there. But the thing about it is, just with anything, life, ministry, you just have to be consistent. You know, you may get 2 followers this week, 10 the next, 20 the next, and then you just have to learn to engage. When people comment back, and just always tell people, I'm not able to do it now just because some of the comments, they come in so fast. I don't have time, but I used to always say, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and you know, keep sharing other people's content as well.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It is. I would agree with what he's saying. Although, yeah, YouTube has, you know, there's plenty of subject matter out there. As I've heard, now is still the time to get on YouTube. You know.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't matter. Like you said, you can do short video format. You can do long video format. I think the variety is best. Doing shorts, doing long format, and I'll say this too. YouTube loves lives. The algorithm loves lives.
Yes.
So, you know, there's a group I'm in. This lady, you know, that's what she recommends, that, hey, you know, just every so often you want to go live just to engage people, just to talk to people, because I don't know the specifics, but for whatever reason, YouTube and the algorithm, it loves the live. So I would say, if you're going to do a podcast, especially if you're going to be on YouTube, you know, figure out a way to, you know, go live every so often and add that type of format to your podcast, because it would definitely help. I know it can be scary going live and all of that, but like our good friend Just Teach said, you know, just sometimes you just got to hit record, just got to push record, and you know, and just go for it, because you just never know. I mean, of course, you know, you want to be prepared, but don't worry about your flaws, your imperfections, because none of us are perfect. And you know, like we stated earlier, you know, you don't have to break the bank to start. You know, you can start with some budget-friendly equipment, like Minister Lewis does. You know, he started out with his mobile phone, and you know, this brother has over 1,000 subscribers on his platform. So it can be done. You know, it can be done. That's right, Jamon. There's no editing when you're live.
Like. But you know what, though, it live can be forgiving like that too, though. You know, it doesn't have to be as clean live, especially when you're engaging. Like when you make comments and we see them on the screen and stuff like that. Like, people like the interaction. Like, I know for me, like, haven't been in a position to go live, but when you premiere your videos on YouTube, you can at least chat with your audience, and that increased engagement goes a really long way, because it gives another lens, you know, for them to see you in. I kind of just accidentally said in an email to a lady, I said, I meant to say I premiere on Wednesdays and Fridays, but I said I go live on Wednesdays and Fridays. And she like immediately, she was like, you go live? When do you go live? And I was just like, whoa. I was like, my bad. I was like, I said I premiere, but you could tell there's some, there's some people just want to engage. That's really what it is. And I saw, I believe her name was Shay Coleman, that posted a comment earlier when said, you know, when you post with purpose. And I do believe that 1000% the purpose should be to engage people. And of course, when your goal is ministry, it is to engage them, you know, with the spirit and love of Christ. So, so regardless of how polished it is, you know, regardless of the flaws, you know, if your heart's in the right place, I think you'll land in the right people. So
So true.
2 cents.
That's key. No, that's key. Doing it with purpose, and it's not out there to just do it for selfish reasons, but you're actor trying to create some good content and just share your voice out there for people to hear.
Yeah.
And that is also the unique thing that I think that that people should understand is that everybody has their own voice. You know, I'm not going to sound like Minister Lewis, and there's no need for me to even try to be like Minister Lewis because he's Minister Lewis.
Right.
You know, when I want to hear Minister Lewis, I go to his channel and hear his stuff, just like you, Minister George, you have your voice. And that's the thing. That's the key that, don't try to worry about being like, or maybe what somebody else is doing, don't try to compare yourself to others because you'll never be like them. Just let your voice do the speaking and do it with purpose, and you'll get the followers, you'll get the subscribers.
Yeah,
that's good.
And everybody brings something to the table, because I can look at all three of these platforms right here, and I know that Elder Brian Hill, from an infrastructure standpoint, dude, like you set the bar, from using things like Melon to some of the when I was coming on your podcast, some of the disclosures that you provided and some of the user instructions and stuff like that. I was like, this dude is first class. Had me go on a link to his website and fill out a questionnaire. I'm like, I'm serious, because people want that stuff, And then we already said George is the expertise on figuring out algorithms, and getting the engagement. So everybody's got like you said, everybody doesn't have to do the same thing, doesn't have that same voice. But I think if you do things like this and just collaborate and interact with people, you'll be able to glean from everybody's table, and you'll be able to learn a lot.
So true, man. Well said. And that's something that actually I saw that on another podcast. Just they were talking about how to just getting yourself aligned to where, just like when I have guests, that's something that I've learned, that hey, when you have guests, you have to have them, make sure they fill out a guest release form. A lot of people may wonder, well, why do you have people fill out guest release form? Well, it's because sometimes people can change their mind down the road. And I even heard this one guy, he's an attorney. He was saying that you should do that because there was an incident where people had like some people, he had some people as a guest and they had some kind of falling out, right? And for whatever reason, this person said, well, I don't want you to use my that content that you created previously. I don't want you to put that out there. And because he didn't have anything signed or written, he had to pull it down. So that's just it's not a way to infringe on people, but it's just a way to just cover your bases, right? And, of course, I don't think nobody's gonna do anything, but that's just a way to be professional and just get it done that way. But that's something that I'm trying to work on, just to get it more polished and just make it where it's just automatic. People just do that. But that is something that I since you mentioned, that is something I would suggest if you're gonna have guests. Just have them sign a guest release form, because things do happen, and sometimes people change their mind, but it's just something to cover your bases.
Do you do that on your show, George? Because you're the guest king. Come on, man.
No, right? He having guests, 3 or 4 guests every week.
I never even thought about that, but I was just thinking early on, I wish I did, because even bringing on speakers to do virtual revivals. I remember one time I had a gentleman who was going to play the saxophone live, and me being naive, thinking to do the right thing by paying this individual to play. He gave me an amount. He did it one day, and then the second day he said, I can't make it. So I'm like, well, give me the money back. This is business. But I think if I would have done a lot of stuff in writing, and you get naive to the point where you think everybody's going to do the right thing. I have learned doing ministry virtually.
Yes. See,
you have to have something documented, and once you completed your service rendered, then I will pay you. But I thought, okay, if I can secure them, give them the money, they'll come on. But you don't know how many times people just said, oh, I can't make it, or I can't do this. Yep. And I just had to fill in. What can I say? Some of these people I've never even met before. I just have to chalk it up as a loss, unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. See, that's the other thing. That's another reason to have people sign something, because sometimes too, and now I guess you committed to paying this guy, right? Some people let's say you have this guest, and for whatever reason it goes viral. They may expect to be paid, right?
Yep.
So of course, in the guest release form I have, it states that there's no monetary, there's nothing going to be paid.
That's smart.
And that's not to belittle this person or anything like that, but that's just to cover bases. That's just for them to know the expectations, right? That you're just coming on as a guest. I'm not paying you. You're not paying me, but you're just coming on as a guest. Unless y'all work that out, then that's fine, right?
Right.
But that's just a way for you to cover your bases. And even in ministry, it's just a good way to do that, right? Yeah. So that's why I do it. And actually, I don't know if you weren't on earlier, the attorney that I had on before, Tammy Cienbade, I'm going to try to get her on here live too. And she's actually going to talk about, I'm going to try to get her on her talking about, what's the word? Trademarking your podcast. That's it. Trademarking your podcast, and why it's a good idea to trademark your podcast. So not only that, but she can talk about some other legal stuff. And actually, that was one of the questions she asked me when I asked her to be a guest. That was one of the first questions she asked me. She's like, "Do you got a guest release form?" I was like, "Yes." She was like, "Yes." And so, but I'm planning to have her on. I'll put information out there. It should be, coming up soon. But I'll put the information.
It's kind of sad that people think like that, though, man. Because I was thinking about this the other day. Back in the day, in the 90s, I'm dating myself now, when ministries wanted to get off the ground, they had to pay studios for airtime, TBN, Daystar, but we're so fortunate in today's technology environment that you can go on a platform publication for free, and if you are popular enough, they'll actually compensate you for coming on their platform. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't understand why people would just insist on certain figures in a dynamic like this, because just showing your face is free marketing, because I'm kind of going back to what you were saying, George, when we, me and Clarence and CJ and some other people were on your podcast, and somebody had emailed you and said, "How did you get all those preachers on there on one podcast?" It's like, because it's all to our benefit. True. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all trying to do ministry. We're all trying to get the word out. We're all trying to spread the gospel. Right. And it's like, hey, if I can share with you on your platform, and if it's a blessing to you, by all means, but people are going to see, the engagement across the board, and that's one of those self-sabotage things, which you were talking about earlier, Elder Hill. You cannot monetize everything. You can't leverage every relationship. Like, some things you just need to sow, just sow into other people's lives, sow into other people's platforms. It will come. It will come back to you. You know what I'm saying? So if you've really got substance, people will look you up. Be like, "Oh man, I was on George's page, but I heard him talking to Elder Brian Hill. What's his podcast? Oh, 24-Hour Boss. Boom, subscriber. You got a new." So it's like, people can't be that short-sighted, man. That's unfortunate.
Yes, so true and key. And I want to get to some of these comments here in a moment, but that is so true. And that's something that, I'm really passionate about, is making sure, if you're going to start a podcast, it's a great thing, but also make sure you are supporting somebody else's podcast. You go. Like you said, Elder Minister Lewis, Just Teach. It's a win-win for you to collaborate and go to somebody else's platform, because when you comment, let's say, you could comment as Just Teach on YouTube to somebody else's YouTube channel, and somebody will look and see that comment and say, "Who is Just Teach?" So it's a win-win for you to support somebody else's platform, comment on somebody else's platform. And that's another way you can engage and get your followers and all of those things up, by helping somebody else. So it's not just about building your platform. That's you should also look to build somebody else's platform. And let me just throw some of these comments. This is Shay Coleman says, "Everybody on this platform serves a purpose. You're still a part of one body, different parts, different functions, but one body." Thank you, Shay. Hey, looks like Minister Wallace Black is here. He said, "That's super smart. Appreciate you joining us." Also, he said, "That's good stuff. Appreciate you joining, Wallace Black." I think you had them on not too long ago, right, Brother George? The Black family, or didn't you have them on not too long ago?
Yes, I've done a lot of stuff with Wallace. He's taught Bible study. I think I had him, his sister, and another young lady on. And Wallace, you need to answer my inbox.
You've been rebuked live.
Wow, calling him out live.
May I add something, Elder Hill?
Go ahead, sir.
it's important. A quality be different would not be where we're at today if I and others would not have supported others. Reposting, telling people, make sure they tune in, making sure people are aware to, okay, since we had these guests on, be sure to follow them, follow their ministry, engage with them, because I never wanted it to be about myself. Sometimes people are like, you should upload more of your teaching. You should upload more of your preaching. I don't want it to be about me. And so that's why I think it's important. It's just like we have to get out of ourselves and allow other people, podcasts, Bible studies, preaching, and other ministries to be showcased. Okay, you got 1,000 people on your page. Your ministry is growing. You should be able to connect with other people and just share. I can't teach as well as you both. I don't have the setup as you, Elder Hill. I don't have the lights and I say this being funny, but you guys are in your own niche. I can't be or emulate what you guys are doing. But what I can do is share your content, be engaging, and just be aware. It's like, okay, these other brothers are doing great. You should be able to support them.
Yeah. Man, well said.
Yeah, that's really good.
Well said.
That's really good.
Man, I appreciate y'all joining. Y'all done added some fuel to this conversation. For real. I know it will turn out like this.
I think everybody does something like this.
Yeah. But I want to say
it's a passionate topic here.
It is. And like I said,
what kind of camera you got, man? George, what kind of camera you got? We were talking about technology.
I just use my laptop camera. On StreamYard, I picked their professional. Well, we're not even on StreamYard, but I picked their professional package, and it upgraded the camera on its own. But for the microphone, I use a Shure mic.
We talked about that too.
Mm-hmm. What y'all think?
It's awesome.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Which one you got though? Because Minister Lewis has a Shure mic too.
Let me grab it.
He's got the MV7. I've seen it on one of your
of his other
videos.
He's got the more expensive one.
No. The more expensive one is the SM7B. He's got the one that I have.
Yeah, I got this one. I think it's the MV.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So are you using your laptop mic right now or something?
Yeah. Does it sound clear? Okay.
Oh, it sounds great.
It sounds clear. There's a little bit of echo in the back. That's why I was like, I know he's not using the Shure right now.
No. But I just use this, and I have some headphones that I use. But I think it's probably the best one that I've ever bought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good mic. And I was telling Minister Lewis, I was watching a YouTube channel podcast. That was one that, they recommended they were saying, of course, you get up to that. They would recommend the more high end one. They were just saying, since you are a podcaster or YouTube, eventually you do want to get to using the best because you want your voice, right, to sound the best. You want your videos to look the best. So they were just saying that's probably one of the best that you could get, that one there. But that one that y'all have is definitely good. No doubt.
Yeah.
Man, well, listen,
this has been fun, man. Yeah.
This has been fun. I don't want to keep you all too long, but I want to say I appreciate you all joining and adding your voice to this conversation. Like I said, this is something that I'm going to try to continue. Fourth Mondays at 9 p.m. Creators Juice, right? Just talking about creators and, what it takes to be a creator, the different applications, tools, different things like that. And like I said, even the mental awareness, we talked about self-sabotage, just trying to get over, self-confidence and just trying to, just move forward. It's not easy. And I want to say to those that have joined us on this, I appreciate you all joining and adding your conversation, your comments.
Yeah.
It is definitely enjoyed and we appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber to 24-Hour Boss, go ahead and subscribe, like the channel. And we appreciate you all. But also, too, to these, I know if you don't know these two, Minister Lewis, he has Just Teach. Well, look, C.E. Davis he says, okay, start over. He's late. You got her late, Minister. You got her late, C.E. Davis. We have to get you on the next one. Like he's podcasting too. He's on YouTube now, and he's definitely. I think I can't think of what he's using, but he's on YouTube now, and he's podcasting as well. So it is definitely
exactly what you said. He's starting out with the audio files.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's doing the audio files, and you can do a lot with the audio files, uploading the video. Actually, I got a whole bunch of subscribers from my audio files that I uploaded. It was my interview with Dr. Amanda Coleman. I think I got like 10 plus subscribers from uploading that conversation. I was sitting there like, okay, wow, that is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to hear from Clarence because he was on YouTube before all of the hype about YouTube. I would just love to hear his thoughts on how the analytics and all the stuff was before the hype. I think he had uploaded one of Pastor Herman Murray, Apostle Herman Murray, like years ago. I would just love to see how YouTube was back then.
Clarence, C. Davis, you being called on. Are you available? That's the question.
Tell him how to get on, man. Tell him email is.
Listen, if you available,
email, so we can send him the link.
I'll send you the link.
I really do think that the analytics were different back then. Yeah, I'm just filling in until we get Clarence in here. But because I've seen so many content creators that have great platforms that have stopped, like they're not uploading anymore.
I see
but
that
they have
as well.
Literally, they have like over 100,000 followers, but like the last time they uploaded was like 2 years ago, and I'm like, why? I feel like they could be doing so much. Like,
have made their money. I hate to say that, and when you get that many followers, you're making pretty good. So they may, and people don't know this, but any money you get from YouTube, you have to pay taxes. So say you make over 100,000 a year just doing YouTube, you're going to have to pay some taxes.
Yeah.
So I think people maybe stop. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I see.
You think they don't like the tax situation behind it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're still getting paid, but say you got your money.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of people that used to post and they went viral, but I don't even see them anymore.
Yeah. You know, another caveat to this, again, this could be another conversation, is a lot of people are building their audience on YouTube and then they switch to a private website or a different place that has a paywall because, let's be honest, I mean, yes, YouTube will take care of you, but they take their portion too. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times people don't like YouTube in their pockets. So they're like, let me set up a website. I've seen a lot of people do that even with the Sunday school. There's a Sunday school platform out there. I think it's called Sunday School Lesson at a Glance. And what they do is they do like a 10-minute clip of the Sunday school lesson, but they've got a longer format, like 45-minute clip on their website. And they're like, if you want to see this full lesson, go to our website. And then of course you have to pay a membership on their website. So so some people just use YouTube to advertise. So there's that aspect too.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. So C.E. Davis, I guess he won't join us, but he says, it was different back then. It was about good snippets, not the major stuff you guys are doing today. Also, he says, keep in mind, YouTube wasn't rewarding content creators back then for their content. So
I see.
It was a little different, I guess, when he started out.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey. But hey, listen, this has definitely been great fun. I enjoyed it. Appreciate you all adding your voice to this conversation. And again, I'm going to do this 4th Mondays. Who knows where to go? Maybe I can increase it. We'll see if I have the bandwidth. Love to have you guys back on and add your voice. And
anytime,
because you can't do it by yourself. That's another good thing about doing lives. If you collaborate with somebody.
Yeah, takes the pressure off.
Takes a little pressure off. You don't have to worry about being out there all alone, So that's another good way to do that. So, but again, hey, I want to say I appreciate you all. Appreciate you ministers joining me on this. I want to say to all of you watching, and added your comments and your voice. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all supporting this channel. Please go out there and support Just Teach and Minister George Bolden, a call to be different ministries. Definitely, we appreciate the
there it is.
Yeah, I see it behind him. He's ready, like you said, Minister. He's ready. He's
ready to go at the drop of a hat, man.
Guys, ready.
Oh yeah.
But, hey, I want to say again, I thank you all for joining us on this and supporting this channel. Again, like, share, subscribe. Appreciate it. And thank you so much. Y'all have a great rest of the evening, and we'll see you on the next video.